We're Stephen and Mags, and together with our 3 kids, Louis, Neve and Oliver, we're starting out on the biggest adventure of our lives, swapping city life for an off-grid homestead. After years of dreaming about making a change, we sold our house in the UK, packed up all our belongings and made the 1,500-mile trip to southern Spain, with the hopes of creating the dream family home and a new life in the sun. Follow our story from the very beginning as we begin the journey of creating our off-grid home. Today we've crossed the border from Murcia and we're now in Andalusia. We're going on a viewing to see a finca with a company called Voss Homes. The house looks quite nice. It's got 92,000 square metres of land, I think, which is about 20 something acres. But where it actually looks quite nice. It's probably the nicest town we've seen since we've been here. We've noticed it's got 2 high schools. This is just coming up to one of them now. 2 high schools, it's got a big hospital, it's got a nice shopping area, there's loads seems to be going on. Here's one of them. One of the things we've noticed about them is that they are bilingual schools. So it says on the front there, the bilingual schools, so they speak Spanish and English. Some of them are bilingual with French and Spanish, but these particular ones are Spanish and English. There's a primary school there, just that colourful one as we're going past. And then it's got a really good park in the middle, which is got donkeys and goats and chickens and tortoises and stuff like that. It's a lovely little park in there. This then brings us up onto like the main street through Guadalajara, which is like the main shopping area. You can see here now it's siesta time, so most places are shut, but they have there's all different types of shops, banks. By this monument statue, there's a cinema which is closed because it's siesta, but it's even got a cinema inside it. Guadalajara just, it seems, compared to the other places we've been since we've been here, seems really developed. We're just on our way up now to, this is the local theatre, which is really new. At the top, that's the council building, which you can just see as we go past there. And then just up here is the main square. I'll see if we can get in. Just pull into the top here. So now, this is the Plaza Mayor in the middle of Guadalajara. Little water fountains out. It's lovely. Again, a shut because it's siesta time. Apparently this is where they have all like the fiestas and whatnot. They won't have it now because of COVID, etc. Yeah, it's lovely. Well, that was it, Lavera. We're just on our way to Voss Homes to go for the viewing for the finca that we've got booked in for today. cabinets, is it just this side of them, or is there stuff on the other side of it?
I think it may go down the other side as well.
Oh my god. This one's a massive plot. I wouldn't even know what to do with the amount of land that's on here. All the rooms are massive inside. There's like loads of possibilities. It's a bit awkward though, the way it's laid out. It's almost like two separate houses, if you like. Wow. This is like a dining room or something, going through to a kitchen and a living room. The owner's got guests staying at the minute, so I can't take the camera in every room. It's a nice room, but just, it's awkward with how it's laid out.
Yeah.
We're thinking another room, yeah. And your mum and dad? Right, so let me take you inside to have a look. It's a living room. Right, while I'm in here, the estate agent can't hear me. This was supposed to be a 3/4 bedroom house. We've turned up, it's not even a 3-bedroom house. What there is of it is okay, but most of it seems to be like a wooden lodge or something. When we go through this door, I'll take you through. That's one of the bedrooms, and there's another room next door, which is also supposed to be a bedroom, but also open to the hallway. This is the other bedroom in there. I mean, we've drove miles to get here. It's really, really remote. It's in the middle of a load of farms, and the main road is about 20 minutes, half an hour away, so it's definitely not for us. So we went to Lorca today. We didn't manage to film much at all. We walked around the main part of the square, saw the palace, saw the main town hall, stopped for something to eat. The flies were out in force and we got attacked non-stop sitting outside. So we decided to jump back in the car and head back to the Airbnb. We also decided to head back because we went for our COVID PCR test yesterday and the results had not come through, even though we were told we would receive them. And when we checked online with the code they'd given us, it said that they were incompleto. So I didn't know whether that meant that they were incomplete as in invalid and the test didn't work, or as that they'd not been finished yet. So we were also thinking that we might need to then travel back to Molina de Seguera to the hospital to go and have that checked. We got back to the Airbnb and we then found out that the results had been sent through and were both negative. So it means we are going home on Monday and we can fly. Woohoo! Amongst all this, we're sort of torn now about moving here, and there are real positives and some negatives to moving that we've discovered so far. It's really quite hard, isn't it, deciding on your own?
Yeah.
We don't know anybody else who's been through this to know if it's the right move or how they settled in. So we follow a channel called the Spanish Homestead on YouTube, and they live in Valencia, in Orejuela, I think it's pronounced. And so I sent a message and asked whether or not we could have a chat on the phone just to see, what they went through, if they've got any advice for us while we're looking.
Just to answer some of our questions.
Yeah.
And, they're sort of in a similar position to us. They've got children, they've moved over, It's just to have somebody to talk to, because actually when we went to Herculavera and we spoke to somebody, sort of put our mind at ease.
Made a world of difference, didn't it, to speak to somebody? So we I messaged Andy and Katie. Andy replied and says, why don't you come and see it? Go and see their homestead, see what it's like, and he's happy to answer any questions that we've got. So a bit cheeky, but what did they say?
Cheeky kids get sweets.
Cheeky kids get sweets, yeah. It's actually not that far from us. It says it's about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward actually to speaking to him to see if he's got any advice, to find out about their experience and how they've found it now. And of course Katie works, Andy works but on the homestead, but Katie works as in being employed in Spain. So we'll be dealing with paying taxes and all that type of stuff, and that's the type of questions we want to ask them.
Yeah.
Because I would work in Spain, you wouldn't. But you would do Andy's job as in dealing with the homestead, the kids, and all the rest of it. So and they're very similar in that way, which will be really nice. So we're going to sit back, enjoy the ride, and hopefully get to see their wonderful homestead when we get there. We didn't film any of the homestead. It was a bit rude first time meeting someone, kind of film your property while we're here. But it was really nice going to see Andy and Katie. They're such a lovely couple, and so thanks very much to both of you for showing us around your homestead, letting us meet your family, and telling us all about your experience of moving here. After meeting them, we learned so much just from the few hours that we spent with them. If it was me, I don't know whether it'd be quite so welcoming to open my house up to somebody I'd never met before. But they were really welcoming, and it was really nice to see the property, see how they run the homestead, all the vegetables and the animals and everything else they've got there. Meet the kids. They told us all about the schools in Spain, which is one of our main fears for the children coming over, is that they won't be able to fit in or integrate. And seeing Lexi and the way Katie spoke Spanish to the kids around the house, they taught us about being able to access services and set yourself up when you first get here. It was really nice. We had a really good laugh. They showed us how they're planning to change the homestead for the next coming season and move the animals around, move the vegetables around. It was really good and we really enjoyed it. So me and Max came away last night with loads more thoughts on whether or not it was right for us to move to Spain. So it's throwing another spanner in the works as to whether or not we look at properties in Valencia or whether we stick with Murcia or even Almeria, where we've seen other properties in like Herculavera. So there's too many questions, but I feel more positive after going to see them yesterday, and they put a lot of fears, a lot of doubts to rest for us because they were just so full of information. Thanks very much to Andy and Katie for letting us come and see your homestead. It was a real pleasure.